Hi, everyone.
Hello. Thank you for joining us. I know the time difference is crazy, so we are so appreciative.
Honestly, I am so tired, but I have the energy for this. So
Thank you
it's 2
so
a.m.
much.
It's
Oh
2
my
a.m. over
gosh,
here.
thank you so much. Well,
But
we will try to get through this, but
Girl,
we
she
are
got
so appreciative.
the voice to match. I was just like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, she's so pretty.
thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you're all gorgeous. What the heck?
Oh, thank you.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Go ahead, Amanda.
Okay, thanks everybody for joining us. Another Sister Soul Sessions podcast. This is episode 17, and I am your co-host, Amanda Armour,
I'm
and I'm joined by
your
my,
host,
my lovely
Brittany.
sisters.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Executive Creative Director Brandy, also known as B.
Okay.
And do I introduce
Tonight
myself?
we are joined by lovely Lo Williams, owner of LoDesignz, graphic artist, all around just boss. She's a speaker, activist, mentor. If you don't mind, you know, telling us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, of course. So, hi everyone. I am Lo Williams, and I am a creative. I literally have been doing creativity since the age of 13. So when I say creativity, I am a graphic designer, graffiti artist, a songwriter, performer, and anything that you can think of that's like illustrative, I do, I guess. Anything colourful. I just love colour, I love art, and I love using my art to tell stories and to express myself.
Okay.
Excellent. Yes, so we have been gushing over this artwork that you have been producing, honestly, for months. So we are so happy to have you. We have so many questions about you and your journey. So thank you so much for joining us on episode 17 of season 2. But yeah, like you said, you started at age 13, going to performing arts school and things like that. Tell us a little bit about, that journey and how, that has prepared you and kind of propelled you into this huge artist that you are
Oh
today.
gosh. Okay, so at the age of 13 in the UK, so I was in year 8, I think. So I didn't really pick art yet. I didn't have the opportunity to actually pick art as a subject at school. So I don't do that till like the year after. But I remember when I was 13, I was doing little things like selling bookmarks with people's names on,
Yeah.
little drawings of people, and I'd be in class like trying to sell them for like small
Yeah.
change. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was like my first experience with doing art and making a business out of it. And then I think when I turned 13, I was just like, do you know what I want to do? I want to create my own clothing brand and create my own brand. And that was like when I first had the vision planted to start LoDesignz.
Wow.
But way before it became LoDesignz, it was called Lo Bags, and I created hand painted canvas bags, and I'd do like paintings of like Scooby Doo. I'd do like
Oh, wow.
little memes and
Yeah.
like paint stuff like that, and then go to a teenage market that was round the corner from my house, and they'd literally have like loads of 13, 14-year-olds selling their
Oh,
artwork that they
wow.
created. There was like young girls that were doing jewelry, they were doing like their own hair products, and they were doing a lot of that, but there wasn't enough like black representation, so I was probably the only black girl that was doing it there. So there was just like Asians, white girls, and they were all just, and guys, and they were all just selling their own things. And I was like, do you know what, I need to narrow down my target market and know who I'm doing it for. And when I was at school, I was like, so I'm fully Caribbean, ethnicity wise, my family's Jamaican,
Mhm.
and I always get mistaken for being mixed
Right,
race, and people will be like, you're
right.
not black enough, you're not white enough, you
Mm.
don't really fit in anywhere, because I
Yeah.
wasn't exactly like both of them.
Right.
So
Right,
I
right.
created in 2017, I created a t-shirt brand called Black Girls Rock. Black Girls Rock. I've done so many. It's a
Yeah.
while back. I did Black Girls Rock, and that was t-shirts of like 6 different characters. They were young black girls. There was like light skins, dark skins,
Right.
people with coloured
Full
hair, people with
representation, yeah.
head wraps, and it was like me being able to say, do you know what? Black comes in all shades. Black is beautiful. We have our own way of
Right,
showing our
right.
culture, whether it's through our jewelry, our hair. And so I created those t-shirts, and then I don't know how, but over time it's just developed to being more t-shirts, more hoodies. I found my love for graffiti, and I've been doing graffiti for probably about 3 years. I actually painted the wall behind me.
It's amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, and then over time I've just experienced new things. I'm an award winner. I've been nominated for an award. The award ceremony is actually on this Saturday.
Oh my
So I'll be getting all dressed up.
congratulations, congratulations.
My hair's done. I'm going to get my nails done tomorrow. So it's literally just making sure I look pretty for the actual day. But yeah, I've collaborated with companies like Gap, Shutterstock, and this is all just from like 10 years of behind the scenes work, being noticed, and people just believing in me. I think that's the most important thing. People seeing something that they relate to, and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to invest into that. And that's how LoDesignz has grown and how my artwork has got out there. That's a bit.
That is amazing.
Very inspiring that you had this mindset at a young age, you know, that this is what you want to do, this is what I'm good at, and just being able to, you know what I'm saying, push through that at a young age. That's very inspiring. Congratulations.
And with you being that young, you know, and you stating like, you know, you're the only person out there, you know, of your heritage, do you feel like that hindered you? Were there some challenges there? And then if so, like, you know, with you being so young, like, how did you even understand that and then push past? Because, you know, like, you don't really even understand what's going on a lot of times.
That's a good question. I feel like that was actually a big struggle, being light skinned, creating loads of t-shirts to empower young Black girls. There was people of Black culture that were like, you're not Black enough to be doing this. Like, what do you know about struggle? What do you know about colorism? Like, you shouldn't really be educated on these things. But I think because I've been experiencing it for such a long time and I was very passionate about it, I kind of matured from a young age when it came to knowing who I am and knowing what I wanted to do as my purpose to empower young Black girls. And I think that was the main thing that was like a struggle. People saying I'm not Black enough, I'm not educated enough to be doing this. But it was my age as well. My age.
And
oh my gosh. No one wanted to buy anything for the prices that I was putting out there.
Oh,
like,
right. Because you're young. Yeah.
Exactly.
This should just be a hobby, right? It's not
I'm actually trying to make something out of this.
Wow.
But yeah, so those two were probably the biggest struggles that I went through.
Do you still experience that now? Because like you said, you know, you worked for, you know, or you got commissioned for the Gap UK for Black History Month and things like that. So even, you know, with your age, getting something like that and these accolades now, like, is that ageism still like how are you coming in here, or are they more accepting now?
I'm 21 now, so I don't really see it as much of a struggle. I feel like when I was younger, I used to focus on the whole ageism, colorism thing a lot more. But I think once I stopped listening to everyone else and I realized this is actually what I want to do, this is what I'm passionate about, I don't really care about what anyone else thinks. Realistically, I've created my art to empower myself first.
Yes.
So as long as I feel empowered, I don't really listen to any of that. I do still receive like people saying that, but not as much now. I think because I've created a name for myself, especially in my city as well, because I'm based in Birmingham. I feel like a lot more people respect me more for what I've done because I've worked so hard. And
they've seen you come up through.
Put some respect on my name.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll wait now.
Yeah. No, honestly. So I feel like it hasn't been as much as a struggle now that I'm a bit more mature, a bit older, and a bit more experienced in the game of like design and that.
And that's crazy to even hear, because it's like from 13 to 21 and it's like, yeah, like, you know, we see that like you're actually an OG, like, you know, like you know, but like it's insane, and especially in your field, because you know what's hot last week may not be, you know, tomorrow. So how do you feel like you stay up with that, with, you know, I feel like the Black Power movement kind of has become, I won't say niche, but we've seen a lot of other companies and big places starting to, you know, kind of move towards that. So how do you keep your art authentic, still representative of you, and, you know, still kind of now go into those corporate worlds of, you know?
I mean,
and
I
all that.
think because of the passion behind it, it's
Mm-hmm.
very genuine. And a lot of the artwork that I create, it relates to me. So
Right.
a lot of people won't be able to create the artwork that I create because it's not from me.
Mm.
I think that's definitely my unique selling point. So when you see my artwork, it's usually colourful, it's bright. A lot of my graffiti now that I do, the faces aren't actually like normal skin tones, so there
Right.
won't be brown skin or light skin. There will be like purple, yellow, green,
Yeah. You're
and the purpose.
transcending all of that
Right,
colorism,
right.
seriously. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So the purpose of that was to just show Black culture, to not limit it just to the colour of your skin. So I have an example here. I don't know whether you'll be able to see, but this is one of my graffiti pieces that I did. So she's pink and yellow, and it was through her facial features, through
That you
her
still know.
eyes, through her
Yeah.
nose, that you know
I
it's a
love
Black
that.
girl. So that's how I really got past that whole what's your art style.
Oh,
I
I
think
love
once I
that.
developed my style, people couldn't really match it,
Mm-hmm.
especially because of the passion as well behind it as well.
No, that is, yeah, no, I love that. And yeah, I saw that. Is
Yes.
that what you received the award for? Because I did see that listed.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And that's the mural that you did, correct?
Yeah, so I did a mural. I've done a couple murals in the past 3 years. I've done a few studios, music studios, a couple bars, and the most recent one that I posted was a studio for this lady who does speech therapy for young kids. So she literally was like, "Oh, come to my building. You can see that I've got an empty room, like it was literally just a
Yeah.
room, just wooden room." And she was like,
Awesome.
"Whatever vision you have, just do it." So that's like what I do for my murals. The awards that I've won, the first one was for Businesswoman of the Year. That was 2019.
Yes.
And then yeah, thank you. And then Businesswoman I've got, of the Year.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. I got, I'm trying to think, what else did I get? Got Businesswoman of the Year. I got Creative Ability of the Year as well. That was the year after. And then last year, what was it last year? 2 years ago? Oh my gosh. Guys, time is just going too
Yeah,
fast.
I was like, you got Young
Yes.
Entrepreneur of the Year in 2022.
Exactly,
So.
yeah. And that feels like it was yesterday.
Right.
And that was 2 years ago. But that's through the stuff that I do with the community. That's LoDesignz, that's the graffiti, that's literally everything creative that I do. That's earned me the awards that I've got.
No, that is so amazing and
Beautiful.
definitely well deserved,
Thank you.
because what you are creating is beautiful. And I want to kind of go back to you stating you getting to go into the classroom, things like that. Is that where your mentorship kind of goes into? I know that you do work with, other young artists, things like that. Can you tell us a little bit about your mentorships and,
of course.
Also, how others can get into it? My daughter is an extreme artist, so I know that she's super interested in this episode. So, yeah, anything that you can tell us about that, I'd love to hear.
Of course. So Black History Month, obviously in the UK, is October. And during that month, that is honestly my busiest month. I go into schools, go into different groups and talk about my experience as a young Black woman, as a young Black businesswoman, and just inspire young people to carry on with their hobbies and actually make a career out of them. So that's my mentorship scheme. I go into schools and basically just talk about my experience, inspire them, do activities with them. And last year, I also put on a workshop, like a 3-day workshop for the community called Young at Heart, which was obviously because of lockdown, people weren't able to fulfill their creative needs. Some of people weren't accessible to them. So when it came out of lockdown, I was like, do you know what I want to do? I want to create a workshop where people from age 3 to age 83, like older people and younger people, all sit in the same room and create art, because art to me is therapy. So I literally did a 3-day workshop. We did watercolors, we did acrylic paints, we did graffiti paint, and it was amazing to see how much the community is like passionate as well about art. Even if they've never done art before, they had the opportunity and they had the accessibility to the supplies to be able to create artwork. And just seeing like the joy in people's faces, knowing that I've never done this before. Like I actually feel really empowered. I'm going to do this at home. I feel like that was probably a big
big moment for me, especially as a mentor, because I was able to help them pick what they want to do, helping them. Like, there's some people that were like, I'm going to paint more now, and now they've started
Nice.
art pages. Like, they're actually fully
Oh
out
wow,
here just
yeah,
showing their
yeah.
artwork,
Oh
being like,
wow,
oh
how
my gosh, this
rewarding.
is what I do. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the most rewarding part about my mentorship, and yeah, that's what I do for when I mentor.
Oh yeah. No, I can see that. I know when, yeah, the pandemic happened, like you can see behind me, I just started painting. Never really painted before, but like you said, it is like so therapeutic. And to be a part of someone's like healing, because that's what, you know, most people that I know who've gone into it, it's something that really heals you because you can really focus and pinpoint into,
Yeah.
you know, your art and creating something from a blank
Yeah.
canvas. Is that something that continues to inspire you, or like, you know, what inspires you to keep doing this daily and, you know, keep pushing the art envelope really?
I think I've always just loved art. I've literally gone through every single hobby you can think of. I've
Yeah.
done gymnastics, I've done dance, and all of these things I've quit except for art. I always say
Right.
this, art has been the long lasting thing that I don't think I will ever get tired of. So I don't feel like with art, I don't feel like I have to be motivated because I feel like I was born to do it. So
I love
when I
that.
look at a piece of like plain canvas, I'm like, let me just express myself. Let me just put the colours how I'm feeling. A lot of my art is like started by me just messing about, having fun.
Mm,
And I don't think it will ever be a thing where I'm demotivated to do that. And especially
right.
with like the UK weather, it's raining all the time.
Yeah.
It's not fun, guys. We
It's
need the
always a good
summer.
art day.
Oh my gosh. So
Right.
during that time when I'm not able to go outside and paint with my spray cans, I'm working on my iPad and doing graphic design.
Right.
So this is how passionate I am, that even when I can't paint, I'm drawing. When I can't draw, I'm painting. So I don't think it's a thing that I'm like, I'll ever stop. It's like
Right.
I'll consistently always have to get my emotions out, and that's my way of translating that.
Oh, I
Okay.
love that. Yes, and being able to do that and turn that into a business, like
Oh,
how amazing to be in
it's
Right.
great.
alignment with your path, you know what
With
I'm
the
saying?
least
Like,
amount of effort, you
yeah.
just,
Honestly,
making millions.
Yeah.
it's so great.
And in your sleep, you know, I know that creativity just flows throughout, you know, your body really, like you said, songwriter, you know,
Yeah.
graphic design, you know, tell us a little bit about the activism part. You know, I know, like you said, you know, being of Jamaican heritage or Caribbean heritage, living in the UK, I'm sure that's just something, like you said, you have to face all of the time. But and that's been expressive through your art, but what other ways do you feel like, you know, you have to be representative in that way or be an activist? Like, what does that mean to you?
I think because my mission statement is creativity can change the world, and I use my art as a form of activism. I don't class my art as aggressive activism. I'm not shouting in people's faces.
Right.
I don't need to put up signs, even though those are very powerful ways. I just know that that's not my way. So with my artwork, being able to tell a story, being able to be like, this is a young black girl. She's in the color like pink, but she's very comfortable in who she is. She's confident, and I'm able to show that, and being able to put those into places where people, white people, Asian people, black people can see. So if it's on a t-shirt, if it's on a hoodie, you're like, wow, like they're being not desensitized, but they're used to
Oh,
seeing black culture, and they're used to seeing, oh, okay, so they're not actually left out, they're being represented. We should support. So I feel like that's how my art activism
I
started.
love that.
And then in 2020, when it was Black Lives Matter
Right.
movement, it was lockdown, so everyone was just angry in their house. Everyone couldn't leave. They were just frustrated. They just wanted to go out there and just speak and tell everyone how they felt. This was like the most, I created so much art in that year. I literally was just angry. I was just creating loads of artwork. And then I was noticed by Gap, the clothing brand.
Wow, yeah.
And they sent me an email and they were like, we're doing t-shirts for Black History Month. Are you able to create a piece of artwork to go on the t-shirt? And I think it was me and three other people. And I created a t-shirt that said Black is my happy colour. and it
Yeah,
was
I
the
love
most
that.
simplest
Yes.
design.
Yeah.
It was literally just black and white, inspired like straight out of Compton kind of style.
Yeah, yeah.
And I put it on the t-shirt, and I was like, this is how I feel, like wearing the color black, being black. Like, it just makes me feel so confident to be of black heritage, to wear the color black. Like, it was like, it's my happy color. I always feel happy when I'm wearing it. I feel confident. So I wanted other people to feel that way. So with this t-shirt, I basically used creativity to change the world. I had people wearing it that's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much happier now when I wear my t-shirt. This is my comfort t-shirt. And from that experience, I was like, this is my activism. I don't have to be loud. I don't have to be angry. I can just empower the people that need empowerment. Because activism
I love that.
it's just changing someone's opinion. It's just letting people know your opinion. That's what activism actually is. So that's why I used my artwork to make people happier and make people more confident in who they are, especially in such a rough time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
No, that's amazing.
also,
Yeah, I love that shirt. Yes.
oh, me too. I literally was looking at it today. I was like, should I wear it? But from that experience as well, I also ended up being on like BBC radio, so British radio, and it was literally broadcasted everywhere with me talking about the Black Lives Matter, talking about Black History Month, because this all happened around Black History Month, and it was just me being able to give people my wisdom, give people my experience, and hopefully inspire at least one person.
Yeah.
Right.
And seriously, that's really what it is about, you know, reaching even just the one that, you know, the young girl that relates to you, or, you know, someone who they did want to go down there, like you said, and they were angry, but it's like, you know what, this doesn't have to be representative as something angry or anything, you know, of violence or anything. So I love that you changed that, because I think of Black, you know, being, you know, we live in the US, and when we think of marching or those times in Black, it's Black Panthers, right? And it's dominance, it's that. So I love to see, like, when I saw your picture, I was like, oh, Black is my happy color. Like, yeah, it is, because I wear Black a lot anyway, but, it does represent, like you said, us just as a people, a full spectrum of, yes, we are angry at these points, we want to be heard, we want this, but, you know, this is happy. This is all love, and we can be activists in that way as well, and represent each other in that way. So yeah, thank you for doing your part. That is so amazing. But I have to ask, why is it in October in the UK? I never knew that. Black History Month.
Yeah, I only found out like I think about 2 years ago. That do you celebrate yours in February? Is it
February? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I literally only realized that like 2 years ago, and I was like, that's crazy.
Like, I think 75% of us do it in February.
It should be every month.
No, and it's right. But and that just goes to show you, you know, even with our connection and us being, you know, in different continents, but as one people, like, look how different that is, and we don't even know each other's history. So things like this lets us, you know, be learners of each other, and like a way of activism as well, of like, hey, like, let's connect and create, you know, a network and sisterhood. And I love the network that you're creating and community, especially expressing through art and art therapy, because, you know, that will heal a lot of us and our community for sure. So thank you so much for doing your part. Seriously.
Thank you.
I see more people joining here. Yes, people are, yes, ma'am, because yeah, you really are a representative of us all, and just, you know, of the human race, and a beautiful woman. So, you know, we want to keep pushing your information and your graphic design as well. Now, I see that you have done a few album covers. You've worked with a few big artists. You know, how is that side of the business? You know, when people just call you and they're like, please, you know, let us work with you.
It's actually such an honor. Like, even to this day, even because I've been doing it for so long, I'm still surprised every time someone asks for something.
Yeah.
I'm still like, me, little old me. Like, why is one not working with me? But I feel like it's just such an honor. Like, I think the biggest thing that's happened with like working or like meeting someone was giving my artwork to Stormzy. So Stormzy had a meet and greet, and I had like my artwork. It was probably like this big, like the size of the screen.
Yeah.
And I went to the meet and greet, and I was like, this is for you. And he was like so gassed when he saw it. He was so happy.
Oh, that's
And he was like, oh,
awesome.
I'm going to put this in my home. And I was like, inside, I was shaking because I'm a big Stormzy fan. I was there
Yeah,
like proper shaking. But I think that was a really rewarding moment for me, to be
yeah,
noticed and to be appreciated by someone that's so talented in their field as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
But even to this day, like, I'm very surprised when people come to me. Obviously I know why they come to me, but it's still very rewarding, and it's such an honor.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Since you've been doing it for so long, you know, you seem so humble and everything still, and you're just like, oh my gosh, you're choosing me. But it's like, yeah, girl, like
No,
you're the best.
literally.
But you know, how do you, you know, keep the level head, keep, you know, your um just sensitivities like in check really with, you know, like you said, you'll meet these people and then maybe for a month you don't do something like that, or maybe you're just working on your graphic design. So like
Yeah.
how do you, like, you know, stay level and things like that when you have such high highs and things
Um,
like that?
I would say I am extremely blessed with my support system.
Mm.
I have a really close knit family. So it's me, my sister,
Oh, okay.
and my mum and my nephews. And they are honestly so supportive of me. From the very first moment I told my mum I wanted to draw at like the age of 7, or was I 5 or 7?
Yeah.
And she was just like, okay, well, draw then. You can have a career in art. And I know a lot of
That's
parents, especially
amazing.
Caribbean parents, would want you to be like a
Yeah.
doctor. They'd want you
Yes, I
to
was gonna
be
say,
an
yeah, at least a
accountant or
nurse, at
something.
least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So my mum being like, yeah, you can be an artist, you can do that, and we can help you. And I think it was very
Wow.
refreshing to have such a supportive system. And my sister, she's probably my biggest fan, to be fair. And she's
Mhm.
definitely taught me as a young Black woman to stay resilient through all the hard times. And I'm a Christian, so I believe in like different seasons in your life where God
Amen,
chooses to bless
baby. Yeah.
you. Yes.
Man, say
Yeah.
that.
So there's like moments where you'll be really blessed with like everything you want, and then there'll be like a season where you just dry, like nothing's happening, but that's
Hmm.
your time
Just
to develop
learning. Yeah.
yourself.
Right.
Exactly. You learn, and I'm always open to learning. I'm always open to being better. So during the seasons where I haven't got any commissions, or I'm not feeling, oh my gosh, no one's messaging me, I'm not doing any
Mm.
art, that's my time to just be at peace, and I have to appreciate
Yes.
just that moment. Because
Right.
my life, sometimes it's very hectic, it's very art, 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 music,
Yeah.
art, 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 and there's no stop. So I just have to be very appreciative through these moments. And I don't think I wouldn't have learned that if it wasn't for like my mum and my sister being there with me through the hard times. And especially prayer
Mm.
as well, that has got me through the hardest times.
Oh, I love that you said that, because that's definitely it.
Mm.
Like you said, learning that you do have seasons, with any business that you do, especially when it's such a passion project, you know, something you
Yeah.
truly love and you want to spread with the world. And sometimes the world's not as receptive at the time,
Mm-hmm.
but learning to be at peace and understand that you are still developing those tools,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Those are the seasons that you're gathering all those things so you can be prepared for those big
Yeah.
moments. And you definitely have shown up. So, and congratulations, you know, to the family, because your wins are their wins as well. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And when they
Definitely.
can lift you up
Right.
and
I was just gonna say
appreciate
shout out
that.
to them
Yeah.
for being very supportive.
Yes.
Because without
Definitely.
support, it is hard, you know, just going after your dreams, just by hearing your mom words saying, okay, you can do that. Like
Yeah.
anything, you know what I'm saying, you need that I can help. Like sometimes that's all it takes.
Hmm.
Exactly.
So shout out to
Shout out to
mom.
mom.
And to
It's
sis,
she's
yes.
amazing. She's so good.
Yeah, it's super necessary, and especially, you know, with you being a creative, there's so many people where everything's objective,
Mm-hmm.
and it's their perception of what your art is or how
Yeah.
good it is. So, you know, how do you deal with that side of it? Because, like you said, this is your passion, and you have so much meaning behind it. Sometimes you'll go into like one of those meetings, and do they ever like just let you know, like, oh, we don't like that, or you know, or the rejection, like how do you deal with that? Because as an artist, I feel like it's way more intense than like, you know, oh, I'm just trying to sell you something. So like, yeah, how does that for
I
you?
mean, it's difficult.
Of course, y'all like it.
It happens. It definitely happens.
Yeah.
I think it's even more difficult because my love language is words of affirmation, and I love
Ooh,
people
yes.
telling me like, "Oh, you're great. This is amazing." When I hear this is not what we asked for, I'm like, it's a tear in the eye, but at the same time, it's all part of the process. Then it just takes going back and starting from scratch. And sometimes the stuff that doesn't go right, I keep for myself anyway. So if I'm really happy with it, I'll be like, okay, I'll say, but I'll start a new concept. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like when it comes to the times where people are like, I'm not really a fan of this right now or of this, I'll be like, okay, cool. I've had to learn. And I think because it's been such a long experience, this long process of me actually doing the art, I think I've learned how to take the criticism a lot more. When I was younger, I would literally go into the next room and cry.
I mean, I can't imagine. That's what I'm saying, like 13, even, 15, 19, 20, Girl, I can't imagine
21. I'm still
struggling. Like, no, yesterday.
I am still struggling.
I think about that and just how brittle my ego was, and even sometimes now, I create stuff for people and it's, not what they wanted, or even myself. I'm like,
and I'm sensitive about my
shit. Yeah.
Honestly.
So developing that tough skin, especially with this being something that you wanted to make a business, you're kind of dealing with it from both sides. Like, I love this, and hey, you're messing with my money here. So, very, very strong words from you to really understand like your seasons and developing that support system, because it will be times where, it's not everything that you dreamed of, or, you know what I mean? You're still pushing for it and things like that. So having that is super important. Do you feel outside of your family, like when they can't be at certain events and things like that, that you still have like a support system within the art community itself?
Yes, definitely. I feel like a lot of the connections that I've made in the past, how many years, there've been so many supportive people. So even when it goes back to me being like 13 at the teenage market, there's people there that still support me to this day that I met back all the way back then. And there's people that have known me since even younger that's like, oh my gosh, I remember when I used to draw in school. Like I've always supported that. So I feel like I always have a support system to fall back on. If my family aren't there, they're always there. Like I can't get rid of them.
But I love that.
I've got friends, I've got family, I've got just creatives, and I feel like, so this is how I would say it. Last year, I realised that there were so many categories that I did fit into. So there was Black, Christian, and female. And I realised I also fitted into the creative community. And with being Black, there's always an opposite. There's being white, there's being Asian. Right. Being a female, there's always men, there's everyone else. There's like being a Christian, there's other religions. But with being a creative, there's always a community that isn't an opposite to you. So they literally, if they're a photographer, they'll be able to impart into you and they'll be able to help you. There's no one that's against you in the creative community. You can just build each other. So I feel like other than my family being my support system, creative communities, honestly, they're my second family. There's videographers, there's photographers, there's singers that all do something completely different to me. But because we're all on the same journey, we're all on the same path, we're all building up our own empire, I feel like you get that support from them because they know what you're going through.
Yeah, it's a little stronger. Yeah, no, that's amazing. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that, where when you're in that field, those other lines kind of get blurred, like, you know, kind of like art. So no, that's a beautiful environment. And that makes me want to, encourage my daughter a little bit more, because that's kind of what I always worried about with her wanting to pursue anything, artistic, go to school for that, because in my limited thinking, that's so limited. But like you said, no, it actually opens up your world a lot larger, because there's so many different, avenues to go into with being a creative. No, that is amazing.
No limitation.
So how do you stay, and how do you stay focused then with you being so amazing and you create everything? How do you, stay focused, make sure that your business is maintained without you just, wanting to go everywhere and just create?
Going back to the amazing support system that I have. My mom. My mum just joined the live, so hi, mum.
Oh,
She
Hello.
literally
hi,
is
Mom.
my momager. She's my Christiana. She is my diary keeper, my
I love
accountant.
it.
She literally helps me focus on my art. So when it comes
Yeah.
to like emails coming through, she'll make sure that we communicate
Oh, she
as a
builds all
family.
that. I
So
love
I
that.
don't get overwhelmed with like, oh my gosh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this. So all I get to focus on is the art.
Mm.
So just being able to have someone that believes in me so much that they'd take out their time to make that their passion as well. So with my art is my passion and I'm my mum's passion. So she'll
Oh,
help.
save that.
So
I love
she's
that.
amazing.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, I love that. And
Make me
that's why,
cry.
yeah, no, seriously. And that's why, you know, like I said, you were able to really excel and just, I mean, I am wowed every time I see something of yours. Even when you just create your content, I'm like, okay, like she means this. Like
Thank
Right,
you.
right.
when I get my
Standing
money
on
up, I'm definitely
business.
hiring.
Oh, thank you so
But you
much.
know, so amazing. And your mom really is, you know, a big part of that because for you to be able to focus on your passion and create the empire, she saw the vision
Yeah.
in that as well, and realizing that this is now a family empire.
Right,
So,
Yeah.
I
right.
mean, that is the most amazing thing that you could honestly have.
Yeah.
So, kudos to the whole family.
Definitely
And like I said,
blessed.
congratulations to all of you guys winning the award.
Yes.
I'm so excited for Saturday. Yeah, you have to post, so we want to make sure we're like reposting that. How do you feel? Tell
Honestly.
us, you
Oh,
know.
okay. So with the category, I wasn't expecting to be nominated. I was
Mhm.
nominated by a group of people that I did a project with ages ago.
Oh, wow.
And I got an email saying, yeah, so you've been nominated for the Arts and Culture Award. And when I saw who else had been nominated, obviously, because I'm a part of the creative community, I know these
Yeah,
people. So
right.
Right, right,
I
right,
know
right,
like the
right.
majority of the people that are in my category. And honestly, each and every one all deserve the award. Everyone has literally
True. I
worked
love
so hard. There's musicians, there's dancers, there's artists, and they're all very talented. So I'm honored myself to be put up to there
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah,
But
you're in
I'm
the
very
same room.
excited.
Yes.
I'm very excited. I just can't wait to dress up. I
Yeah.
haven't dressed up in so long, guys. It's
Yeah.
just to have my hair done, to have my makeup, and just feel pretty and feel
Mhm.
made up. I just need that.
Right. And
I
feel
need it more than anything
important
right
and
now.
honored and noticed. All of
Honestly,
that.
it's been too long. I've been in my dungarees painting for like the
Yeah,
past
yeah.
how many months, so it's just nice to actually put on a dress. But if I don't win, I'm still very grateful. If I do win, then thank God.
Yes.
But
Well,
yeah,
well deserved
I'm
just
very
being
excited.
nominated. Yeah, that's
We
amazing.
always a winner in Sister Soul Sessions book. So
Yeah.
Thank
congratulations.
you.
And I wish you nothing but success and more awards and just everything. It's amazing.
Thank you so
Bomb
much.
or prop said, "Nah, you winning it
All
though."
right.
So
No,
yeah, you have everyone's vote in here.
thank you.
And you know, we want to make sure that we are showcasing all of your information. So before I ask you a few other questions and let you go, because I know it's super late there, can we just make sure that we get all of your info
Yeah, of course.
put in there? I know we have some artists in the building right now who are watching, and actually I know some people who are looking for album art. So I want to make sure that while they're in here, we can at least get you to state, you know, how everyone can reach you and book you and just stay in contact if you would.
Okay, so my name is Lo Williams, so Lo Williams. So you'll be able to just type it in on Google, and it should come up with something. My website, oh wait, no. So my Instagram is This Is LoDesignz with a Z on the end, and that's where you can see all my graphic design. You can get album covers if you just drop me a DM or drop me an email. If you go into my bio on my Instagram account, you'll also see like everything that I'm getting up to. And my personal account where you can see all my graffiti, all my music projects, that is on Glow with Lo. So that's GLOWIDLO.
Yes. You guys make sure to follow, like, collaborate. She is definitely a rising star, someone that is already a multiple award-winning graffiti artist, graphic designer, and songwriter. So definitely someone that is seasoned and knows her stuff. We're just so happy to have her. I don't want to hold her for too much longer because I know how late it is there. But can you just give us some parting words as well, Lo, of anybody that's kind of looking to get into the field? What would you say to encourage them and, help them start their journey?
Something that I always say, always find your circle, so your support system. It doesn't have to be your family, it doesn't have to be your friends, but as long as you've got people surrounding you that can edify you, build you as a person, and also believe in you, as long as you have a circle of people that believe in you, you can literally do anything in the world.
Yes, and that's true.
Amen.
She is a true representation of that, with her amazing family and circle that she's had from, such a young age, and now a part of the Sister Soul Sessions circle as well,
Thank
and
you.
networking. So we thank you for that,
Thank
and
you.
we hope that we just wish you continued success, and we want to let you go. But if anyone else has any questions or wants to get in contact with her,
I
again,
do
that's
have a
Lo.
question.
Oh, go ahead, sis.
Mom, can I call you? Because I got some ideas that I want to run by you.
I'll let her know. If she's still in,
support.
I'll let her know.
Right.
Oh.
And amazing. And we're just, so happy. And we're going to continue to share your things and support. And thank you for just being an amazing representative of our community, sisterhood, and now our sister in the UK. So we're just so honored to have you, Lo.
Thank you so much, ladies. I just want to say I really appreciate this. I just feel really nice to be appreciated by someone that's outside the city, not even outside the city, outside the country. So thank you so much, and for everything that you're doing as well.
Thank you. And thank you
you
guys
so
for joining
much.
us again for another episode of Sister Soul Sessions. This was season 2, episode 17 with Miss Lo Williams of LoDesignz. Thank you so very much. And go ahead and like, share, and follow. You guys have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.